Today we're going to be focusing on the shoulders. What I have here is a foam roller, and this, you might be asking, why is there a dirty old sock? A lovely question. I'd love to explain it to you. This is an old sock with a tennis ball inside. This is a very nice way to release upper back, and I'll show you that soon, don't you worry. And then I've got a stretchy band. Now, if you don't have a stretchy band, you could use a scarf. You can just use your own body weight, which is a perfectly acceptable way to work on activating the muscles. This just adds a little bit more resistance, which can be really nice for the small muscle groups that are the shoulder complex. And then I have, these are 2-pound weights, but honestly, you could use a bottle of water, you could use a can. So go ahead and grab whatever you need, whatever you have. So to start, we'll grab your foam roller. If you don't have a foam roller, but you have a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball, you can also use that. All right, so let's take the foam roller and come on down to the mat. From here, you're going to lower down right about at the base of the shoulder blades. And then I'd like you to cross your arms over your body, kind of like you're a mummy. And if you have hair, I recommend putting it up. And same thing with your hood, maybe just kind of nestle it in. And you're gonna lift up your butt, and then you're gonna rock. So we're just rolling out in between the scaps. So as we're moving here, I want you to notice like stickier spots that you might be feeling. And then I'd like you to spend a little more time there. So maybe it's in the center. Just want you to breathe in. Maybe add a little more weight on that by adding a gentle rocking or a favoring of one side. And now, if it's available to you, I'd like you to lift your heart, just sort of allowing gravity to do its thing. Maybe play around with arm placement. Right now, my body is saying extend your arms. Slowly coming on up, we're going to transition to rolling out the latissimus dorsi, whatever you want. We're going to roll it out. It's a pretty large muscle, and it's a pretty big leading cause of all sorts of problems in a lot of people's posture. So let's hang out. So basically, you're going to place it right underneath the armpit, and you can just stay right here, and it might even be, this might be good enough. Find your breath. If you want to add a little more, you can lift that bottom arm. And again, you decide how far you go with each one of these options. You can add a little movement. I'm just going forward and back. Ooh, my body doesn't like that very much. So I'm going to change it a little bit. So now we can come forward and back here. This is quite a lot of weight. So definitely notice your limitations. Adjusting anytime you need. Maybe adding a little bit of back and forth. You'll have to use your feet to help you a little bit. It's a bit tricky. I could probably live here and it probably wouldn't be enough time. If you're feeling that way, definitely deepen your breath. Okay, let's switch sides. Same thing here, finding that armpit area. And it's not very forward, especially with the breasts. We're not trying to put too much pressure on the downward pressure on the breasts in this way. So you're kind of leaning back, and you'll feel it once you've arrived. Maybe you kind of move here, lift that arm, just like the other side. Ooh-wee. Maybe exploring adding a back and forth, or an up and down motion. You also play with rotating the arm. Forgot to do that on the other side. We'll be here just for a couple more breaths. And release. Okay, so we're gonna save the tennis ball in a sock for the end. I'm just gonna place that off to the side. Let's grab our bands and get our tin cans or whatever have you handy. You're gonna place your band in your palms with palms face up and find a place that feels pretty taut. Bring your elbows back like you're pinching a rolled up towel. And then I just want you to open and close. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and on 1 we'll stay out and add little pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Okay, from here, I'd like you to bring your arms up overhead. And it's the same thing, a little different though, because the arms are in a different placement, but you're gonna find that tension. And you want to be a lot closer than the other one. You're gonna bring your arms close to your face, okay? And you're just gonna use this for a little bit of tension. Just holding here, just try to hold your arm placement here. My shoulders are raised a little bit. It's primarily for handstand practice, which I understand you may not be working on. So if it doesn't feel good to you to raise your trapezius muscles, your upper traps, feel free to lower them by activating the lats that we just relaxed a little bit. And if it's possible, I'd like you to pulse out for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now we're gonna do one arm going back. And my thumb, I've rotated it to face the back wall. Abs are really pulling in here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch, other side. Make sure the thumb faces back. Keep the arm as straight as you can. That's the hard thing, I just caught myself. For 3, 2, 1. Keep your arms up, and we're gonna rotate the palms face forward. Draw down the right arm. You might need to extend the length a little bit. We're activating the serratus anterior here, which is the armpit muscles and the lats. Here we go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch sides, same thing. 8, 7, 6. If you need to adjust the hands, feel free. My thumb is feeling a little not happy about that. 9. Oops, sorry. This is 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Now we'll do both, but behind the head. So if you have a bun like mine, it'll really keep you honest. For 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Try not to tilt your head forward. 3, 2, and on 1 we're gonna stay here. And again, if you need to adjust, I know I do. And I don't like my hand position right now, so I am gonna change so that my thumb is in a different position. So we're just gonna press out to the side. No fancy hand placement is needed. Shoulders are down for this one. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, come back up. Your hands here, reach it up and come back, keeping the arms straight. Really focusing here on keeping tension if you are using a stretchy band. You can also do this with like a belt, regular old belt or scarf, or even a towel. So many options. For 3 and 2. Last one. Okay. Another one of those poses you feel like you could do forever. Coming back down to our mat. You really only need one weight. I think I grabbed 2 just because I have to. I'm not really sure. From here, you're going to rest down on your side. You're going to have your weight here. And your elbow, again, is kind of hugged into your side. And you're just going to lift. This one's a slow burner, so take your time. So let's hold up here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let's switch sides. Same thing, other side. So this is working on our external rotation. And if you sleep on your side, this one will be pretty restorative since we spend, 7 to 9 hours on our side. So take your time here, really feeling that rotation. On the next one, we'll hold it up for pulses. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lowering that down. One stretch here, and then we'll go into our lovely sock. So this stretch is kind of a funny one. It's not for everyone, I won't lie, but you're gonna bring your bottom elbow here, rotate, and then you're gonna place your top arm down. Your head, ideally you would have some sort of surface, like a block or a pillow. Is this true? Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so all you're gonna do is just hold. And you might be like, this is painful. First of all, I don't want you to do anything that's super painful, but this is basically working on internal rotation, which can really stretch the spot that we basically just strengthened a little bit. Internal rotation can have a lot of restorative benefits for our posture and for some of these little smaller muscles that need to be released. Just a little bit longer. Slowly help yourself out of this and switch sides. Grabbing whatever pillow support you maybe need. Okay, here we go. You've got that shoulder down, and I'm not tugging, I'm just placing the weight of my arm here. And you should feel a pretty intense stretch in the back of the arm, and like right where the shoulder meets the back. And since this stretch is gravity-based, you will notice that your arm will get closer to the ground. Deep breaths. Here. On your next exhale, you'll slowly release, bring yourself back up. Let's grab our sock. This is like bonus material, so this is actually a good time to be done if you don't have this. Feel free to also use like the side, right? of a door frame. You can just settle in. Basically, what this does is you kind of toss it over your shoulder and you find a spot that might need some extra love and you place yourself against the wall. And essentially, you can move, you move your feet forward, you kind of wiggle around, and you find those really deep points that create a lot of sensation, right? Where you can tell, wow, my muscles are really tight. And then I just want you to breathe into it. And of course, you could do this for a very long time. So today we're just doing it briefly, introducing this so that it's always with you whenever you need it. I'm adding a little bit of up and down motion because it feels good. Really thinking about feeling the shoulder blade move to the side so you have space to get to those muscles. And I'm sure we could stay longer on that side, but for the sake of brevity, let's move to the other side. Haul it over. Find your contact point on the wall. Yeah, there it is. You gotta do some investigation first, always, when you switch over, right? Because the spots are gonna be a little different from side to side. Deep breath. Adding movement when you feel like it's a good time to add it. Maybe poking or gently kind of massaging a little bit more intently one spot. All right. Thank you so much